Okay, let's try this again since they didn't like a YouTube video with actual people on it that just you two would see. But here's what we're going to do. Same thing, made up names. So we've got a few folks here, and let's just look at what we've got. Sheet 1 is the main input sheet. These are just automatic reports we'll look at in a little bit. For the most part, hopefully, pretty self-explanatory. Bugs is pledged. Daffy's actually sent money, even though there was no pledge, which is fine. We're showing $2,500, which is how much we've received or what is owed yet for a pledge. So this is our total we think we'll get. Any relevant phone numbers you can choose in here to pick from a list of people if we get someone new or if that needed to change. And we can input dates, I would say really of the first initial transaction or pledge in, just so we got it. Any notes and backgrounds will show up here. Over a little further, we've got some categories. So in this case, Elmer, we've contacted Elmer and he hasn't made up his mind yet. But the point is, he hasn't said no. No one said no at this point. These Bugs, Daffy have, essentially said yes and either pledged or given money. Elmer we're working on. So the only two we need to call are these two right here. This is an automatic column. If we go in and try and do something on it, if I try, it won't even really let me do it. So this will just automatically happen. Okay. Now let's look at some of the other reports. The call distribution list is just going to show everybody with these two checks and sort them by caller. So I'm going to hit call distribution list. You can see here's the information. We can just print this out, hand it to someone and say, you can look under caller. And if you're Marilyn Jacobs, you need to call Minnie Mouse and here's the information. Pledged or received. This is the folks who've obviously done that with totals. And this is the same report, except it doesn't show individual amounts. It's just total, and here's the folks here. Once again, this is all automatic. If you try typing on it, I can do it, but I don't think you guys can do it. So it's just automatic. If we need changes to a report or another report, let me know and I'll add it. So how do we actually interact with this thing? So let's say Mickey Mouse says, I'm going to pledge $1,000 to this. So we'll put $1,000 in. And because Mickey's now actually done something that needs to call, goes away automatically. So the only person left is Minnie. And we can see that Mickey is now on the list. And let's say a little further in as we're doing this, a few more days goes by and Bugs Bunny sends in $600. And so you can see here that he now owes $1,400 and he's got a total still of $2,000, which is the $600 he paid plus this. So these numbers all automatically work. And once again, we can see it automatically updates for Bugs here. So we're going in and we say, okay, a new person comes in, and let's say Wiley Coyote. So this will be Coyote Wiley. We get a name as a potential donor. We say the number is, 417-555-4455. You can just enter it like that. It'll automatically format it. And Lynn Hempen is going to be the person who calls. So nothing's happened. If we look at call distribution list, we can see we've got Wiley and Minnie. And once again, it's sorted by caller, so you can just print this out. Now we go in a little further, and let's say that Minnie says, nah, I'm not going to contribute. You finally hear that. She makes the decision. So all we need to do is for Minnie go and say no. And so that'll take her off the needs to call. So we only have Wiley Coyote on this. And, things just move along. Let's say Wiley says, I'm going to pay $300. So we get a check for $300. And we can just put in the date that occurred. And like I said, at this point, No one is on the call list because everyone's either said no or we have something. There's no one uncalled. We can see the record of everybody who's on this, or once again, this with no amounts for individuals. Now, one thing you'll notice is at this point, we had been in alphabetical order, but we're not anymore. So we can sort and filter and do several things. So if we come up here, there's a donor menu, and this I added in, and if you click on it, you've got a bunch of options. So let's first just sort by donor name, and so that'll just sort everybody alphabetically, so they're now in alphabetical order. We could go in and add someone new, say Doe John, and once again, donor menu, sort by donor name, and we've got John Doe, and of course, we think John Doe hasn't done anything, and so, he's going to show up in the call list. We just need to make certain we've got the information for him there. Some of the other things you can do is let's sort by total and donor. And so that would just sort them from high to low. And we can also go ahead and filter. So I'm going to go sort by donor. And let's filter just to show the non-contributors. And so this will go in, do its thing. Every once in a while it'll take a little longer. I'm just going to say cancel. I'm going to try it again. And there we go. So these are the folks who have not done anything. We can just look at who our donors are. And finally, who needs a call. In other words, we're going to get the same thing that this call distribution list is. This is just always ready to go, and you don't have to worry about it. And you can say show all, and I put this up here, show all and filter alphabetically, which just makes certain it kind of puts it back into alphabetical order and shows everybody. So that's it. Deanna, as money comes in and the person's here, you can just update it. So let's say Bugs Bunny sent in another $300. So now we have a total of 900. I would just put the 900 in, and that updates. If we get a new person, who sends money in, here's Doe Jane, and Jane sent us a check for 200. That's all you need to do. And then once again, you can just sort them all alphabetically, and we're ready to go. And just kind of takes care of it. Anytime we need to, Suzanne, we can go in and do just a quick check to see who has done what. We can always generate a call distribution list at any time if we need it. And as soon as Deanna or you, Suzanne, or I update it, then it happens automatically and it's all there for everyone to see. So let me know if you have any questions. You've got obviously access. I'll give you access to this one too, so you can play around with it. Don't worry about screwing anything up. If you shouldn't be touching something, like this is a calculated item, if I was to try and put something in, I can get in, but you guys, it should kind of flag you and say, oh, do you want to do that? So it'll say no. So just go ahead, play with it. Let me know if you got any questions, and we are all set. Thanks.